think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter.
Listen, Crawford Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
Right. You catch him, he want to catch you back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You fight Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Canelo responded to Terence Crawford accepting Floyd Mayweather's fight offer by warning that Crawford would defeat him. He praised Crawford as a better fighter today, crediting his remarkable achievements. Canelo called him amazing, highlighting his skill, timing, and success across multiple weight classes. He emphasized that Crawford has proven himself against top competition and deserves recognition from fans and experts alike. According to Canelo, Crawford has truly earned respect throughout the boxing world.
He's way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Garage Hackett shared his perspective on Canelo's comments about Terence Crawford, highlighting the contrast between Canelo's loss to Floyd Mayweather and Crawford's later victory. Hackett explained that when Canelo fought Mayweather at just 23, he was still developing, lacking the refinement, maturity, and experience he has today. In contrast, Crawford faced Canelo once he had already evolved into the face of boxing and one of his most complete champions. This, Hackett argued, made Crawford's victory far more meaningful, as it came against Canelo at the height of his career rather than the younger, less polished fighter who fell short against Mayweather years earlier.
What I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said it. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight. So that's why I'm saying it's tough to say that.
Joe Rogan expressed astonishment at Terence Crawford's stunning victory over Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing the extraordinary nature of the achievement. He noted that Crawford, at 37 years old, jumped up 2 full weight classes, something almost unheard of in boxing history. Rogan pointed out that no fighter at this stage of their career had ever challenged, let alone defeated, a champion of Canelo's caliber. He called it more than just a victory, describing it as a historic moment that showcased Crawford's greatness and cemented his legacy as one of boxing's most remarkable athletes.
Like, you're watching, like, wow, towards the end, towards the final rounds, really started getting comfortable and really started putting it on him. I'm like, this is amazing.
You know, one of those rare, like, that's history, obviously, right? Watching somebody do, you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest,
undisputed greatest of all time, fucking, and do what you did. It is beyond, like, my favorite, an outlier. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Yeah. Something special. And he's
something
another
really
one, 30,
special.
I believe he's 37.
Yeah. One of those where you shouldn't be able to do that by any account. By any account. 37, my body was so wrecked. I'm like, fuck you. You know, I could barely go bowling.
Paulie Malignaggi offered his thoughts on the ongoing debate over whether Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford is the greater fighter. He explained that such comparisons can never truly be settled, as each boxer belongs to a different era with unique challenges and circumstances. While Malignaggi acknowledged Floyd's flawless record and legendary career, he also praised Crawford's accomplishments, moving through multiple weight divisions and consistently defeating elite opponents. For him, the discussion itself is what makes boxing so compelling, since both men have strong arguments for greatness. In Malignaggi's view, the debate may never reach a definitive conclusion, but it keeps the sport alive.
54-pounders, and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54. You know, remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, you know, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. You know, people talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So. You know, Mayweather, even if you're saying, oh, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54.
Timothy Bradley shared a bold opinion, claiming that Terence Crawford has the tools to defeat Floyd Mayweather as well. He explained that Crawford's rare combination of intelligence, adaptability, power, and technical precision would allow him to break through Floyd's defensive brilliance. Bradley argued that Crawford's ability to make adjustments mid-fight, along with his sharp timing, would pose serious problems for Mayweather, even in his prime. His statement reflected deep respect for Crawford's skills and a belief that the Omaha star deserves to be mentioned among the greatest of all time. For Bradley, Crawford isn't just great, he's equipped to surpass the untouchable.
Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too, man, that pull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too, and he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him.
Some voices in the boxing world believe that for Terence Crawford to truly surpass Floyd Mayweather's legacy, he must pursue a monumental challenge against Dimitri Bivol. Known for his size, skill, and dominance at light heavyweight, Bivol represents the kind of test that could elevate Crawford's status to unprecedented heights. Critics argue that defeating Bivol would prove Crawford's ability to overcome a prime, larger, and technically brilliant opponent. Such a victory, they insist, would silence all doubts and firmly establish Crawford as boxing's ultimate historical figure, achieving feats that even Mayweather himself never dared to accomplish.
See Bivol, Bud, next, since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why are you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, I mean, Crawford might have surpassed TBE in Floyd. Floyd has never beaten someone as accomplished as Bivol. And forget about accomplishments like perceived threat. Who's Bivol on Floyd's resume?
Reports suggest that Terence Crawford is targeting history by becoming a 6th Division world champion, a feat achieved by only a select few in boxing. Already celebrated for conquering multiple weight classes and defeating elite opponents, Crawford's pursuit of yet another division highlights his relentless drive to test himself at the highest levels. The possibility of him moving up to middleweight has sparked major excitement, as it would place him in the 160-pound division against naturally bigger, stronger fighters, further proving his greatness if he succeeds.
And Terence Crawford and his team stated that if he does stay in the sport of boxing and he does move down, he's not going to drop down below 160. And so it's being reported that Terence Crawford wants to become a 6th Division champion. And a guy that he had his sights set on is now calling him out aggressively and daring him to come down and fight him. And that's Janibek, who is seen to be the best 160-pounder in the world. And he's the unified IBF and WBO 160 middleweight world champion. The middleweight division, 160, is a glamour division. There's the top 3 glamour divisions in the sport of boxing is welterweight, 147. Terence Crawford knocked out every opponent he faced at welterweight and became undisputed there.
Adding to the intrigue, Janibek Alimkhanuly has issued a direct challenge to Terence Crawford, daring him to step up to middleweight without hesitation. Janibek, an undefeated champion with a rapidly rising reputation, views this as a chance to secure a career-defining showdown against one of boxing's all-time greats. For Crawford, such a fight would represent more than just another bout. It would be a pursuit of legacy and an opportunity to demonstrate dominance across yet another weight class. While it remains uncertain whether this matchup will materialize, the prospect alone has ignited debate among fans and analysts, making Crawford's next move one of boxing's most closely watched storylines.
What did you do to actually get a win over him?
I agree with Augie. With what he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford and punch with Crawford. You got to bang the body with Crawford. You got to stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. I mean, as I remember, that's exactly what I did. You know, Crawford, he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped me out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of like cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. You know, he cut his height down, and you know, I stayed in his chest. You know, and you gotta counter Crawford. You gotta fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out his hookup. I thought, you know, maybe he fought his fight. I thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think
because,
I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done.
Break that down for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down for us.
So yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I'll go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, you know, with Bud, I thought, you know, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day. Yeah. And you know, Gamboa, you know, showed parts of that. You know, and Bud, all his fights, Bud fights you. Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? every fight I see Bud fighting, even still to this day. But I totally understand what Sean's saying, for sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he want to catch you back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
An analyst reflected on the story of Miguel Silky Smooth Gonzalez, the last man to defeat Terence Crawford in the amateurs, noting how much the challenge of beating Crawford has evolved since then. He explained that overcoming Crawford today would demand extraordinary preparation and skill, much like what opponents once faced against Floyd Mayweather in his prime. The analyst emphasized that Crawford has become one of the most formidable fighters in the sport, blending defensive sharpness with offensive precision. His adaptability, evasiveness, and pinpoint striking now give him the same aura of invincibility that made Mayweather nearly untouchable for years.
Absolutely, but they're probably thinking the way we were all thinking, that just because of the weight he should be okay because he's the naturally bigger man. But someone like Crawford, obviously, who's done what he's done, you have to be on the top of your game. And I felt with Canelo, it was probably too many single shots that he was throwing, but he wasn't throwing the usual singles and backing it up because he was getting counted. And
he wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, it wasn't just that Canelo was bad, is what I'm trying to get at. Crawford was absolutely sensational on the night. And the deserved winner and one of the best.
Because the other side of the argument would be that they actually thought they might be getting Crawford at the right time because they hadn't fought for a while and had some particular surgery. I mean, did it go, as I said to you at the top of the show, Bomac, I mean, I watched you in the corner and I thought it was a exercise in how a corner should be conducted in terms of the communication, the coherency of it, and the discipline behind who spoke, when they spoke, what they said, and what needed to be heard. Did the fight go exactly as you had mapped out in your mind and what you thought would manifest itself? Is this your last fight? You know, which really annoyed me with Max Kellerman going in and making that the stop part of his questions. Do you think, Bomac, that he gets the recognition and the appreciation that his achievements merit?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Why do you think that is?
I think because of the simple fact that Terence is his own man. You know, he knows the path that he wants to go. And some of the boxing critics or some of the boxing people around boxing figure he should go this route or he should go that route. When he didn't go that route, he went this route. He's ducking the other middleweights. I mean, the other welterweights. So he's ducking the 140-pounder. No, he's not ducking them. He's just not available. Well, he should have went this way. I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go this way because that's the way I wanted to go.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, shared his perspective on the victory over Canelo Alvarez, describing the fight as surprisingly easy due to the thorough preparation for every possible scenario. He also addressed the criticism often aimed at Crawford's career choices, noting how fans and analysts frequently suggest opponents they believe he should face. When Crawford doesn't follow those suggestions, accusations of ducking quickly surface. Bomac dismissed such claims, insisting that Crawford is not avoiding challenges, but instead choosing his own path. He argued that Crawford's legacy should not be dictated by outside demands, but defined by the consistent success he has already achieved inside the ring.
Floyd closely, like I have, you will notice that he never wastes any steps while he's in the ring. He will pivot just enough to take away the angle from the person in front of him, then he will reset in the center of the ring, and his movement and his footwork was just perfect. And it was his feet that made him control every single fight, putting him in the perfect position to defend punches, then that small little sidestep either way to put him into the position to be able to land punches back. And he would also use his front foot to apply pressure with them small little steps, waiting for that moment to land them punches. And if you train boxing, you should be constantly working on the specific footwork things that you need to work on, because you might agree with me, but without good feet, nothing else matters.
Tony Jeffrey weighed in on the debate by highlighting the unique qualities that made Floyd Mayweather virtually untouchable in his era. He explained that Mayweather's brilliance went far beyond defense, extending to his footwork, timing, and ability to outmaneuver even elite opponents. Jeffrey noted that Floyd's movement was nearly flawless, enabling him to frustrate some of the sport's greatest fighters. He also reminded fans that Mayweather built his legacy by defeating a long list of legends, which further validated his standing among boxing's all-time greats. Jeffrey's remarks underscored that while Crawford's feats are extraordinary, Mayweather's career remains technically unmatched and historically iconic.